Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. So, in today's video, we're doing something a bit different. We're going to go through builds and stuff like that, but I just had to start recording here. Now, we're 3 minutes and 39 seconds into this run, but I want to give Tholin Foulbeard some love because, you know, we used to have the Supreme Gallic code, and Supreme Gallic was just busted. The AoE burn is just so damn beneficial, especially when we look to Spiders 20 and stuff like that. We've got Tagoar, who is arguably the best starter code we've had. If you're happy to play the slow game, you know, pull a couple units, because in the long term, she's going to be a crazy, crazy support. But you know, I was so excited to do a Tholin Foulbeard playthrough, and we have just entered the second day of play on this account. We're like 25, 26 hours into the account, and we are just soloing Spiders 10 already. Now, unfortunately, we get the bloody mystery shards, but I was just doing a Spiders mission, and I'm like, let's just see how far we can go with this. And the dude can actually solo Spiders 10 at 5-star 0 awakening, which to me is nuts for this guy. And I just wanted to take a minute to do a spotlight on him, show you guys my mastery build as well, because I had some people asking me about that, and just basically show Tholin Foulbeard some love, because even though he isn't probably objectively the best starter code we've ever had, Supreme Gallic was huge, like I said, Tagoar arguably better, but dude, this guy is so fun, and he can do some really fun things. So let's take a look. Once again, if we go, actually, I got to put a code in. Ooh, my code's reset. Yeah, if we go over here, you can see we are on, if we go to daily logins, we are on day 2 of logins. If we take a look at how long is left in the day, we've got 18 hours and 38 minutes, but keep in mind, I started this late, but we're like 25, 26 hours in, and we're already doing this kind of stuff. It's nuts. Anyway, give me a sec. I got to look up the code quickly that I want to use next, and then we'll keep going. Okay, let's go ahead and take the yearly gift one. I want this one because it's got the 4-star chicken, it's got some energy, it's got some sweep tickets and some brews, which I use really to just level up fodder. So that's fantastic for me. I'll go ahead and grab that one. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back into glazing Tholin Foulbeard. So this was the mission I was on, clear stage 3 or higher of the Spider's Den 5 times on auto. And dude, the guy does stage 10. That is nutty. Now, I'm not going to farm it. Some people would unlock 10 and get it on farm and then farm up some, you know, accessories for it. I ain't too stressed. Let's see what that one is. Actually, I got to go see what faction that was for. Let's see quickly. Accessories, filter, just new. Who was that for? That was probably this one, was it? Yeah, it was probably that one. Rip, don't need it. All right, anyway, back to business. So now we're cruising through, upgrade 2 champions to level 50. We're well on our way there. I've just got to level up some fodder and make Tagoar one of those fodder along the way, and we should be pretty good. But Tholin Foulbeard. Now, if you watch one of my previous videos, he is still on that same build, except the only catch is on one of the lower stages, I did get myself a ring for him, so it's got a bit of extra defense and some attack. So that's pretty much where he is at. But you know, I just absolutely love this guy because I knew I could solo the spider when he was like 3-star ascended, 6-star and stuff like that. I'm like, surely the bloke doesn't get it done at 5-star 0 ascension. Yeah, he does. It's so damn good. Now, once again, my gear is decent, so maybe like not everyone's going to be able to do this with their Tholin Foulbeard at 5-star. But just to give you a look at my starter gear was sick. We got crit rate, crit damage on that one. We got speed on that one. We got speed, crit rate, crit damage on that one. We got attack and crit damage on that one, and then we got a 4-star maxed crit rate, and then we got a 4-star max speed, and that's pretty much where he is at. He is 77. What's that? 92% crit rate. If I just got a 5-star pair of gloves, he'd be there. But yeah, and plus 56 speed. So, you know, it's not the most insane build for basically 1 day of play. Yes, it's a pretty crazy build, but this dude is an absolute beast. Now, the next thing I want to go through is, you know, obviously we've just put the tutorial relic on him. I want to go through his masteries because I had some people asking me, so I wanted to go through that quickly, show you guys my masteries with this guy and how I built him. So Hell Hades has a couple different builds, and I kind of blended the 2 builds. I believe this may be their Nuka build. I can't remember. And I think the general PvE build went for this one, and then War Master, whereas the Nuka one goes for Helm Smasher. And in general, I think you can normally just look at hellhades.com, pick one of the builds for what you're using the character for, and away you go. But when it's my first character, I definitely make some adjustments. based on what I'm trying to use them in. I did it the same when I used Supreme Gallic. I made like a hybrid build for him because you still need to use them through the early game, and they're going to be your farming units. So you want to make them good at farming. But then on the flip side, you're also going to be using them moving into bosses, and you want to be doing some good boss damage. So that's why with most characters, just go in, jump in there, copy Hell Hades. You only get one free reset, but if you can make a hybrid build that works all the way, then I think it's great. So if we look over here, and this goes for any new code that comes out with any starter champion that you're making your first farming unit, just consider this if you're making an account at any stage and you're seeing this, because you really want to make it universally good for your account through the progression stages. So this one here, like I said, the general PvE that takes War Master also takes this one, which heals 5% of inflicted damage, 5% of damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less. This is in general really good if you're fighting a boss and, you know, it gives you some sustain. But remember, I'm running mine on lifesteal because he's my farming unit and I'm trying to progress with him. So he already has that lifesteal, so I don't need it. But this is something that is so damn valuable for your farming unit. Increases speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion. Stacks across each round in battle up to 18 speed. This one is incredibly nice. It's essentially, if there's any ads that you can kill in anything, you get a free 18 speed. That is really, really nice, in my opinion. Once again, over there in spiders that I was doing, I basically had 18 extra speed because on your first attack, you kill spiders and away you go. So that is absolutely fantastic. So that's why I picked up this one. But then I will go ahead and pick up War Master because obviously I'm going to be using him in bosses because, you know, that's my entire progression path. So I want to pick up War Master. If it's someone with like 3 hit basic, you know, the standard gist. If at any point your character is recommended to use Giant Slayer, you would pick up that. Otherwise, you pick up War Master. I do not recommend picking up Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution for any of your starter, like any champion in the early game. Basically, every champion in the early game is going to want to get War Master or Giant Slayer for your boss damage. Now, there's one exception of a character that I do, and that is Tagoar. I use the dungeon carry build because it's so valuable early on. You can swap him later with your free reset. But once again, I think with your first character, prioritizing stuff like this is absolutely fantastic to get them cooking. Now, if it's a character that needs accuracy, there is the extra one in here, but where is it? We got the cooldown reduction, increases the base speed. We do have speed, is that this one increases speed by 8% for each dead ally, stacks up to 24%. Now, some characters won't want this, but just note if it is someone, if you are using a farming unit that does want some accuracy, you can also, and you're going down this tree, you can also lean into something like this, which gets you even more speed if you're using it and farming fodder. But this one in general isn't as good as this one over here because this one is going to apply more often. This one only applies when you're farming with and sacrificing fodder, so not as big, but just something to consider if you go down this tree as well. There's also some great supportive ones down this tree, but because Tholin does not need any accuracy at all with what we're doing, this thing is absolutely huge. Has a 50% chance to counterattack when this champion loses 25% of their max HP or more from a single enemy skill. This is a great passive because you got to remember we do have the man on the lifesteal set, so when he does take that big damage, he can revenge, and especially if there's multiple enemies, he can heal a big amount because he is revenging with the AoE from the basic attack. So that is what I absolutely love about this guy. I think he's just an absolutely, he's just a fun character. I really like the guy. Like I said, even though we've had those big void legendaries as starter codes, if you are starting now and you're using Tholin, he is so damn fun and so useful. I just love the guy in general. I think he's just fantastic for this type of purpose. Let me move my head back over here. Now, the one thing I do want to show you, because people might be further on with the Tholin and looking to do some of this cheesiness in spiders for Arbiter missions or something like that, over here, the preset that I have on him is literally just don't use skill 2, because skill 2, even though it can do good damage and increase his attack, if you use it, it's going to allow the spiderlings to attack you, and you're going to get tapped. So that's pretty much where it's at. Just basically turn off his skill 2, and away you go. You can do that stuff. As I showed you guys in a previous video too, we did manage with him and Tagoar to clear through Brutal all in my first 24 hours of play and get the 2 sacred shards, which is damn nice. So pretty happy with the general progression that this guy does do. Now, as I've mentioned before, the only difference between him and Supreme Gallic is going to be that Spider's 20 and how difficult it may be for the Arbiter missions, because Spider's 20 unfortunately is negative affinity to him, whereas Spider's 10 is positive affinity for him. So you know, Spider's 20 is going to be a bit more of a bitch. I gotta wait and see how it goes. I'm not too sure, but basically between him and Supreme Gallic, that's the big difference. Like, he's going to get us through everything else we need to do in the Arbiter missions, and he's going to do it in a pretty fun fashion, in my opinion. So that's why I really do like this guy. I wanted to give him a bit of a spotlight. But once again, in general, that's my masteries on him. Just aim for the crit cap with speed on lifesteal. And that's pretty much just good to go with this guy. He's very universal. I love having, like with Supreme Gallic, I had to keep focusing on that accuracy. I love having a character that doesn't need accuracy, because we just ignore the stuff on bosses, and anything that's not a boss, we don't really care about that much. So we're not too stressed. So his abilities that always have the extra little statement of bosses and minions means you just don't need the accuracy. And then, you know, once we skill this up, you got a 75% chance of landing the weekend, which gets you the extra turn. You unlock the passive as well eventually, which gets you the extra turns. I just love the way this guy plays, and honestly, the sound of his mace hitting when he does his skill 3, I think it is, or both his skill 1 and skill 3, it just sounds so damn good. So that is my little glazing Tholin Foulbeard session. If you come late to the game, you missed out on Supreme Gallic, you didn't feel like using Tarnarok, dude is still fun as hell and can absolutely hit like a monster. I'll keep you guys updated on this account, but I was just running through that on Spiders, like 20-60 hours into an account, and soloing Spiders 10 with a 5-star unawakened. I was pretty happy with it, and I needed to give him a glaze. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.